Dog fans, welcome to another edition of Hunker Down. He's Jake Skinner. I'm Jeremy Orr. We're here to talk all things UGA Bulldogs. But first, how are you, bud?
I'm doing pretty good. It's early start to the week. Been busy for a Monday, or Monday and Tuesday. Busier than I prefer being, but it is what it is. How's your week going?
Hey, it's pretty good. You threw me for a loop when you said Monday, and I was like, is it really? I don't think it's Monday. If so, it's been the longest Monday. It feels like 2 days. But yeah,
It has been.
it's
It's been a
Tuesday.
48 hour Monday.
It's to a point. Yeah, I just weird sequence of events in the last couple of days. So it felt like Monday twice.
That I feel
But
you, dude.
we're here to talk obviously um, about that UGA win. We'll obviously break it down. Um, yeah, I'll save my other comment for the very end of it because I'm sure I'll remember it. They were able to take down Ole Miss by 8 points. That's enough to win.
Hmm.
That's 1 point is enough to win. I thought it was impressive. I don't want to take away from that win whatsoever. Um, a lot of the national media are making it seem like this was a landslide. And I'll be honest, initially, I did not watch this one live. I caught different pieces of it throughout the day. I went back and watched it after the fact.
Yep.
And there were a couple times when I would flip over to the game or find myself catching clips here or there that I kind of thought my prediction of Ole Miss might kind of kick in because, you mentioned it a while ago, and I'll let you expound upon it a little more than that.
That guy was right there. I'm gonna
I
go ahead
was
and say
saying,
it. I didn't get to watch it either. I was out doing fall activities with the girlfriend.
you're at
Had a good
pumpkin
time
patch.
doing it. I was pumpkin patch apple picking, which I was in the middle of a
I've
barbecue
been up there.
restaurant.
That's a cool place up there.
Oh yeah, the place we went to were great. But I'll say this, that guy right there, he's been in his bag. I don't have a bag over here. Otherwise, I'd hold one. He's been in his bag for 2 straight weeks. I still will not apologize for hating on him, and I will not explain anything to anyone why I still don't like him. There you go. There's if it's there you go, Lucas will back.
Yeah, Lucas. Yeah.
But I will straight up say this. I'll give it to you, Mike. You've called two great games. Maybe we didn't always execute the way we should have. But talent's not an issue anymore. It's straight on coaching, and you've been a problem. But this past 2 weeks, you've done something because for crying out loud, Georgia had to score when they needed to, and they freaking scored every dang drive. They didn't punt. Either had a field goal or a touchdown. Gunner had 289. We ran the ball for 72 with Frazier. Branch had 71 yards. We had 510 yards of total offense, 34 first downs. 6 of 11 on third down, which is better than we have been. 1-on-1 on fourth, and held the ball for dang near 38 minutes of offense. You can't get much better than that. 43 points is enough to win in any league except the old WAC conference back in the day. You needed
Or,
70
yeah, or the Pac
or
10,
the
Pac
pack.
12,
But
because
the
no
whole point I'm
defenses were
making,
allowed there. Or Big 12,
exactly.
that's what it was.
Big
Big
12
12 is
used to
where they
do
didn't
some of
play
it
defense.
too. But I gotta say, Georgia, offensively, they've got their identity. I still say
Mhm.
Gunner is not it long term, despite what the guy arguing me on Facebook said, because he thinks he's better than uh, the quarterback from Bama, and I immediately said this guy's not even halfway bright. We're done. We're moving on here.
That guy that was trying to bait you on online there, you know where
Yeah,
that guy lives?
nah,
I
but
know
we'll
where that
figure it
guy
out.
lives.
But yeah,
I know where he lives.
uh,
He lives there he goes. Yeah, he lives in his mom's basement. That's
pr
where that guy lives. So I'm not
pretty
concerned
impressive.
about what that keyboard warrior says.
Exactly. But Bobo it was a good game. We lost our leading receiver, Colby Young. He is out for the year indefinitely with a
Yep.
broken tibia or
Broken.
fibula, one of the
I
two.
thought it was. I was gonna say tibula till you said the word fibula. It was one of
It's
the
one of
others,
them.
but
Yeah.
it's enough of a fracture that's pretty much gonna be it for him.
Yeah, he's done at Georgia. His goal now is to get ready for the draft, and that's going to hurt. Again, personal usage. Offensively, I watched it. You, we're not throwing the ball some of the in the way of some of our best players, and that's on Gunner. Gunner's getting more comfortable.
Partially, it's on that guy
Yeah,
too.
they need to be scheming up some better plays to get him involved. Number five, We need to get him. Like I'm just saying, Noah
Yeah.
Thomas should be balling out because he's Texas A&M's dudes last year, and they're doing good
Yep.
without him. And I'm telling you, they'd be better with him. So we got to utilize the talent. We're not coaching. I'm going to go with that one. Defensively for Georgia, fire Glenn Schumann. Now, this is Kirby's defense, bless you. But Kirby's defense for the umpteenth week in a row, I'm going to say it, too easy to scheme for. Whoever the Heisman favorite is the guy that just played Georgia because we're
Well,
going to blow it.
who did they play last week?
The week before, Ole Miss or Georgia?
Georgia.
Georgia played Auburn the week before. And
Who's their offensive? Who's their
Jackson,
offensive coordinator?
uh, couldn't tell you on for Auburn. I forget. Oh, yeah, I couldn't tell you for Auburn who they're.
Okay. Because I was about to say, regardless of who the OC is for Ole Miss, we know Lane's the one doing a lot of the scheming. So Lane versus Kirby, they've been going at it since long before they were
Mhm.
on the same squad at Alabama. So that these two know how to scheme for each other. That's what made this matchup so great. So that's I got to give
Oh no, I
a little bit
agree.
of credit to both of them on that because whether they normally are hands on this week, they were like, "What's your plan?" Okay, we need to do these things too.
No, agreed. They were both doing their absolute best, and I mean,
Yeah.
hats off to them. Like he called a good game. I mean, they had 7 straight drives that they scored a touchdown,
Hmm.
and they weren't quick. They had 1 or 2 quick hitter drives, but the rest were dragging out, hit a couple of
Hmm.
shots. I'll give them credit, but Georgia bucked up in the fourth quarter finally after allowing, yeah, Georgia had scored 17 in the fourth quarter to win that game. Ole
Yeah.
Miss could not be stopped that first half. That's the start of the second. So it goes to say that Georgia, again, doesn't matter how good, how bad of a coordinator, you can scheme against Georgia right now because I will say it starts with personnel usage, not being aggressive. And
Yeah.
we are definitely, Kirby's hiding something, as in he's hiding a weakness either in the secondary or at the linebackers because we're not getting any pressure from anywhere. If you watch that game, go back and look at the highlights again. Half of our defenders that were within a arm's reach of a ball didn't even reach an arm. They're not playing fast. They're just over analyzing and overthinking. And I think that's on Schumann for being too
Yeah.
technical. It's great when you're focused on just the details. But when you're coaching the whole thing, I think he's failing. I think his best potential is that position coach again, but he's too far gone now that he's a honestly, I hope someone comes and snatches him this offseason and a bunch of coaches. I'd be fine with that. Again, we'll go back and rant and say we need to start over on defense with Kirby's style and find those NFL kind of guys. I still say that with Bobo, but Bobo doing what he's doing, he's going to get an extension, and we're going to still be here next year with him. But
Mhm.
I'm going to say this: if he continues to be in his bag and he does the things that are working and doesn't panic in big moments, we might have a legitimate coordinator in Bobo when he's doing good. I'm still going to say we should look for fresh blood, but I think he's doing good enough right now with who we have. I just don't know if he's the guy we need when we get Jared Curtis next year, if he's the guy that can develop him for the pros. Because let's be honest, he only got Matt Stafford, and Stafford was privately coached.
Yeah, and what's more impressive too is how they really contained Trinidad Chambliss.
Hmm.
I mean, he only threw for 263 yards more and only ran for 42 yards more than his cousin Chaz. So at this point, had to sneak it in there. You didn't see that one coming.
Did not.
Shout out Chaz Chambliss. Call us or return our emails, or at least my emails. Don't read his emails. He doesn't mean anything by it. But no, this guy is pretty explosive. Now he's no Jackson Dart, but he's a different style player. I mean, and literally he was the leading rusher, and he ran for 42 yards, which was only 6 yards shy of having half of all they ran for. They only ran for 88 yards and only threw for 263. How in the world do you do that and still score 35 points? Well, because you got a really good coordinator and there's some talented receivers that were getting
Oh
open.
no, there were some plays that I watched Lane that you just saw, and I'm like, why are you doing again? Georgia's defense. You take the defense we had a couple years ago. Ole Miss ain't
Oh yeah,
scoring this.
no,
Georgia, I'm like I said, being a Georgia podcast, I'm a little biased. But I'm trying to be honest. Like Georgia is sucks on defense right now, and I never
yeah,
thought I'd say that under a Kirby Smart defense. The first year, who cares? That second year on, we knew we know what we're doing anymore. Voice, stuff like that. But I mean, Trinidad for his first true road game, he was doing great until that late in the third, early fourth. Georgia fans finally showed up and got loud. They were screaming at him. He couldn't react, and he got started getting chased around the back in that pocket a little bit. So, I mean, the
Yeah.
defense came alive when they had to. I wouldn't be shocked if Kirby snuck in there and was like, finally do something, because it seems when Kirby finally gets his foot in it, we do something on defense. So I'm hoping that becomes a thing going forward.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely moving forward like that. I mean, like I said, it's good that you limited all the yards, but I think it had to do with some of the field position too. That when they did take over or penalties, things that you can account for.
Agreed.
I definitely think the offense might have had Sunday or Monday off. I very much think the defense was running sprints because that's just the way this season has went. Now, knowing
Hmm.
this team and knowing a Kirby Smart team and knowing a Georgia team, even though the offense may have had a day off so that the defense or special teams could run sprints, I bet the offense showed up to run with them because this is one big unit. You see them stick with each other all the time, and that shows how they're able to beat the adversity and to actually, some of these times this year, I don't know that they were the better team, and I don't know that they necessarily were supposed to be the winner, but they stuck together, just kept grinding, kept pushing forward, and figured out a
Yeah,
way to
I
do
mean, as someone who does the recruiting, as much as I love it and everything, I will tell you right now, it sucks watching this team. It sucks because one the joke out there that if Georgia starts at 3:30, they're not going to show up until about 4:35.
it.
That sucks. But the
Yeah,
problem is, now again, paper is one thing. On paper is one thing. But when you consistently have a top three recruiting class year over year over year over year, you can just about out
yep.
talent
You can outgun
any team in the
anybody.
country. Right. Your problem is when you can't put any of that talent that's on paper onto the field and develop them. Now, sometimes
Yep.
there's misses. Sometimes you recruit, you love someone's skill set, and it just doesn't translate, and they're just not good. We're seeing that with some guys on the roster right now. But
Yeah.
then there's others who are the five-star dogs that we know are great. Well, to go back to that, we don't have any of our five stars on defense playing like five stars right now. I'll tell you right now that none of them look like even KJ Bolden is struggling. No one looks like they've been developed. I don't know if
And
they're
no
not
sacks this
listening.
weekend, by the way.
Russ up,
No sacks.
no sacks. Again, have we missed on recruiting these guys? Like, yeah, they've got great size, but where's the skill set? What are we doing to coach them? What are we doing?
Yeah.
We're not. It's if they're not improving week over week, coaching. That's so like you're right that this team fights hard, that does what they gotta do. That sometimes they feel like an underdog, but that's because they do it to themselves.
Yep.
We're getting Kirby Smart is a smart coach, no pun intended, but he's not. But he's being real dumb with his staff and not letting them coach or not putting the right guys in place to let them coach, to get them into a spot, to then go, we can do this, we can easily win this game. We got this. We're not doing any of it. It's basically a let's just out talent them and outman them, and then maybe in the end we'll win this football game like we
I mean,
should.
basically, all these dogs would be late to their own wedding, early to the reception. It's just for some reason how they're all geared, how they're all wired. I don't know if it's a generational thing where it's just the way some of these kids are wired, or like you said, I think some of it has to do with coaching. I don't know if they're just tired from practicing during the week and it's hard for them to get up on a Saturday to play. Because if so, if I'm Kirby, then I want all my games at 7:30 next year because that way they'll at least be awake by the time it starts.
They'd still miss an hour. But
Probably
I would hope that
just
this team can grow.
the daylight savings dogs.
There you go.
They're
I
always back
I
in.
we got some talent. I think we just need some new voices in the coaching staff to get the most out of what we have. Um, I don't think we're in a bad spot going forward. We have a bye week this week, Florida the week after, who just fired Sunshine Billy. We got Mississippi State, Texas, Charlotte, and Georgia Tech. Honestly, out of all those games, I think Georgia's going to win all, but the Georgia Tech game being a close one. I still think Georgia can win that game based on what I saw from this offense this week. It's just what can the defense do? Can the defense grow by then? If the defense grows and shows us something, I think Georgia can win that game. Not comfortably, but they can win that game, but without going to seven overtimes. Again, I said two losses on this year. I've been wrong about the second one so far about the past two games. Even though I picked Georgia to win, I was like, I wouldn't be shocked. I don't see another loss until Tech this season because Mississippi State's a good team, but not great. Florida coming up, don't see it.
Ain't
Texas, I'm
Florida.
sorry, Arch Manning ain't it. He's got time to grow. He's got
Now they
time.
got better this past week. I'll give them that because they
No, have you
stopped
seen his
trying to be
numbers?
the well, they
Have you
stopped trying to be the overhyped team and stopped trying to make him be something he's not, and they're just
did you
going, just be you.
have you seen what he did? He had
Saw some highlights.
negative. He was a negative. I'll pull it up. Like I don't mean to contradict you on the pod here. Oh, they're on a bye week too. So let me go find this. There it is. Texas versus Kentucky. They won by 3. Sorry about computers being slow. Arch, 12 of 27 for 132 yards.
It
He's
sounds
not
about
he's not doing good. Like let's just call it what it is. Like
well that
he didn't
that
turn it
scheme is
over.
just not good for him. I don't know why he stuck around there.
It's not a good scheme for him. And I will say this, he lacks accuracy. He just
And
doesn't have it.
I'll also say he's got a case of Baker Mayfielditis. I think he has spent a little bit too much time in the off season making commercials that it threw him off his game a little bit. He wasn't ready, and so now he's starting to get in the flow of things. But we're already halfway through the season.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I don't think I mean, yes, there is room for him to grow to become a better player. I'm not saying that.
What's the room?
But we're talking out in the future. So, that being said, you ready for some picks?
Yeah, yeah, because they're on a bye week. Which, like I said, I asked you, I was like, "Are they on a bye?" And you said, "Yeah." And I said, "God, this." I'm thinking this UGA team is like Georgia public schools where they go for a week and they're off for two more. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
I don't know these weird bye weeks the way it
Yeah.
happens.
They are, and I promise you guys, we are actually I've been going back and rewatching our stuff and Jeremy's looking at his notes. We're actually
Yep,
tracking
there's my notes.
all of
I'm
our
working on my
picks.
notes
He's
right
going to
there.
write them. I got them in a spreadsheet. I'm going to type them up as we're going, so I apologize for the keyboard. But we are going to go back and we'll have an updated of how wins, losses, where we're sitting on the end of the year. But let's start this one off. We're going to see let's go start with UCLA versus number 9 Indiana at Indiana.
That's at
Oh,
Indiana.
and let's just say this: UCLA, after firing their coach 3-0, and uh, what was it? Neuheisel, the offensive coordinator, he seems to be doing some good stuff. What's your thoughts on this game?
First off, you went high register, so I'm not sure that you believe your own statement right there.
I don't
But
believe myself.
you were like, "Oh, he's doing some of that stuff right
You're
there."
doing
He's like,
great.
"Oh, up, come back down. Here
Back
we
down.
go." Um, yeah, he's doing good stuff out there. I'll give him that. But Indiana have just been rolling, and it's it's pretty crazy. I didn't expect this at all. I don't think they're going to go completely undefeated because of what conference they play in. But I mean, they're probably going to roll at home in the noon kickoff. What guy? You're the number 2 in the country, and you're hosting a 3-4 team. I don't care if they're UCLA or not, but you're hosting a 3-4 team at 12 noon as the number 2 seed. That's what the media thinks of you. So
Well,
nothing personal
hey,
UCLA, but I hope Indiana by a ton.
yeah, I'll take Indiana too. And don't forget, the very first game of the season was Ohio State and Texas, and they had a noon kickoff. That's the Big Ten. They don't have a 3:30. They don't have the 7 p.m. They have the noon game.
And since they're
Uh,
now East Coast and West Coast, well, they're more Central and Pacific time, or their time zones are mainly where all the Big Ten teams are now.
sure.
You're going to get a lot of 12s for the people on the Central side. You're going to
Hmm.
get a lot of the 4s, 5s, and 6s and 7s for the
Yeah,
people that are playing uh, on the
truth.
Pacific coast.
So you got Ole Miss coming into town versus Oklahoma on this game.
And can we just
Um,
say the once again the national media, and I understand I'm a working credentialed member of the media as well, saying that Ole Miss took a tumble. They went from 3 to 8. When you tell me that when I first saw that they take a tumble, I thought they were 12 or 15 or something, but they fell 5 spots after getting beat by a team that is at least as good, if not better than them in Georgia, that was ranked lower than they should have been. So I got to defend Ole Miss a little bit here, and I'm not a homer for them, but I got to defend Ole Miss a little bit and go, that's not much of a tumble, but they're closer to a 7 or 8 team than they are a 3 anyway.
yeah. So you taking Ole Miss in this one?
I think I am on the road.
Okay.
I
I'll
think
take
they're going to bounce.
Oklahoma.
They're going to bounce back.
They very well could. I'll just take Oklahoma. I think Mateer's hands getting better. He played better against South Carolina, not great. And that defense for Oklahoma, listen, if Georgia had the defense that Oklahoma seems to have this year, I don't think the Ole Miss Georgia game is as close. So
Yeah,
give me Oklahoma at home. They jump back into the top 10. Ole Miss falls down to 15. I say
that
seven
makes sense.
spots. All right, we got just a few minutes left. You picked this one out since we got a bunch of ranked games this week and we love it. Uh, Mizzou, and by the way, Maroon 5 did sang about them once,
Yeah,
and Ron says, "I am in misery." Uh, they're going on the road to play Vanderbilt, who is one of the hottest teams, and they're ranked number 10 in the country, which is shocking. Now, I
yeah.
don't even think their former coach who got fired, James Franklin, did that with them. I'm going to take
We'll see where
Vandy at
that got him.
home. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll take Vandy at home. They're too hot right now. Missouri's good, but Vandy, I like an underdog unless Georgia plays them, which they don't this year, and I love it.
Lucky draw there. Even though I don't believe in luck. Yeah, I think Vanderbilt. Same reasons. They're the hot hand right now. I think Missouri's still a good squad, but they're just running up against the current buzzsaw right now in Vanderbilt, and I think Vanderbilt wins by 7-10.
Okay, very nice. The big game of the night, number 3 Texas A&M versus number 20 LSU.
And I told
Uh,
you this was mainly a big game, not because it's 3 versus 20. It's a big game because
because it's
LSU is playing at night
And I'm not
at
gonna pull
home.
Pat McAfee here and go, hey, I ain't gonna do that. Don't worry. I'm not having this show canceled. But I will say, at night, Death Valley is always scary. Brian Kelly, I honestly will say, like I just told you earlier, they're restless down there. They see the chances to bring another coach in. If the season continues to drop, I don't think he'll make it to the end of it, unless there's a playoff win. Um,
Yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and say LSU loses a little magic in Death Valley this week to Texas A&M because A&M looking a little good. They're looking good. I can't pass up taking a team that's got that big of a shot to win.
like I said, LSU playing at home. I don't care what the rankings are. It's at night. Trying to play down there in the Bayou at night. There's only two words to say: Go Tigers.
Hey, listen, I won't deny that. Texas A&M is the leading right now the sports favorite, betting favorite. They
They should be.
51.9%. I can't seem to find the betting lines here. But yeah, I mean, when you look at everything across the board, yeah, Texas A&M definitely looks like the team that can do it. Wish I could say LSU had a shot, and I think that it's going to be closer than you think. I think like a 30 to 24 kind of a game, maybe something in that range. But
Yeah,
yeah, I got Texas A&M. I mean, we got to have a little parody in our show here about
yeah.
who we're
I was
picking.
about to say that's part of why I took one while ago. Is so we didn't agree on all the picks. I think we disagreed on three of the four. So
We disagreed on two actually. You picked Vandy and
two.
Indiana like I did.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So, but yeah, dang, we have a whole minute and a half left. We got done early this week. It helps when I'm not ranting as much.
There wasn't as much to rant about.
That's true. There wasn't this week, and I kind of enjoyed not having to rant this week. It was enjoyable.
You even got to pick out all the pumpkins that you wanted. So I mean, that how can you go wrong?
Can't go wrong with that. No, no. We even have a goose outside, and she named him Gilbert, and I was like, oh look, Gilbert and the Gourds.
Well, there you go, folks. We're gonna call that a show at that point.
You're welcome.
Uh, for Jake Skinner, I'm Jeremy York. This has been another great edition of Hunker Down. We will see you guys next week. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.